The Story of Evil Friend. Episode 2. Months passed after the disgrace in Uromi village. David, though wounded by betrayal, began to regain his footing. His farmland thrived again, and the cocoa merchant continued to favor him. Slowly, he rebuilt his hut into a proper brick house, painted white, with a zinc roof that glistened under the sun. Villagers marveled at how he had risen from ashes. Esther, true to her word, remained by his side. She cooked for him on the farm, carried firewood for his mother, and prayed for his success. Their love grew stronger, admired by many. But for Richard, life took a different path. Richard's isolation. No one in Uromi wanted to associate with him. Children mocked him when he passed. Thief! Evil friend, they shouted, throwing pebbles at him. Mothers warned their sons, do not walk with Richard. He will ruin you. Even the village elders turned cold. When he tried to speak at meetings, they silenced him. What voice has a man who betrayed his own brother? They asked. Richard's father, embarrassed beyond words, drove him out of the family hut. You are not my son. You are a curse, he barked, staggering with palm wine. With nowhere to sleep, Richard began living in the abandoned shrine on the edge of the village. Please click on the follow button before we continue. Hungry, bitter, and desperate, Richard turned to bad company. He started moving with petty thieves from a neighboring village. At night, they stole goats, cassava, and palm oil from farms. But unlike his cunning in the past, luck never favored him. Each theft ended in disaster. One night, Richard and his gang tried to steal yams from an old widow's barn. The widow, hearing footsteps, shouted for help. Villagers poured out with lanterns and cutlasses. The thieves fled, but Richard was caught. They tied him to a tree at the village square. His face was swollen from the beating. Only David's intervention saved him from being lynched. Do not kill him, David pleaded. Let him face his shame. His punishment is to live and carry this disgrace. The crowd dispersed reluctantly. Richard was released but spat on. David's mercy only deepened his shame. Before we continue, please like, comment, share and follow. Soon, David and Esther's marriage was announced. The whole village rejoiced. Drummers practiced, women prepared palm wine, and young girls gathered firewood for cooking. On the wedding day, the village square was filled with music and laughter. Esther was radiant in her wrapper and beads, while David looked noble in his white attire. Elders blessed them, praying for children, prosperity, and peace. But Richard stood far away, hidden behind the mango tree where they once sat together as boys. His eyes burned with bitterness. As the crowd cheered for David, Richard muttered under his breath. That should have been me. If not for him, the village would respect me. He took everything, fortune, love, honor. I will not rest until I see his downfall. Please don't forget to click on the follow button before we continue. Consumed by envy, Richard visited a notorious native doctor in a nearby forest. The man, feared for his dark powers, listened as Richard poured out his hatred. I want David destroyed, Richard hissed. His farm, his marriage, his joy, everything. I want him ruined. The native doctor gave him a charm, warning, this charm demands blood. If you fail to feed it, it will turn against you. Richard, blinded by greed and hatred, agreed. He planned to bury the charm near David's farmland, believing it would bring ruin. But as fate would have it, the night he went to bury it, the village hunters were returning from the forest. Seeing him digging suspiciously, they confronted him. In his panic, Richard dropped the charm and tried to run, but he tripped and fell. When the hunters saw the charm, they dragged him before the elders. The native doctor was summoned, and under questioning, he confessed that Richard had come to destroy David. The village was outraged. The elders declared, "This man is beyond redemption. He is not fit to live among us." Richard was banished from Uromi. With only the torn clothes on his back, he was chased into the forest, never to return. David's rise. David's name became a song in Uromi. People praised him for his patience, forgiveness, and strength. His marriage with Esther flourished, and soon they welcomed a baby boy. Years later, David became one of the wealthiest farmers in the region, respected far and wide. Yet, he remained humble, always giving to the poor and helping widows. Richard, meanwhile, wandered from village to village, rejected everywhere he went. Some said he died in the forest from sickness, others said he joined criminals and met a violent end. But no one truly knew, for his name became a warning. Beware of the evil friend, for jealousy can destroy even the closest of bonds. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share and follow me for more stories. Bye for now.